Winter Packet, question 1. Help Jill figure out her score in some games she played with friends. Her score is always between the lowest score and the highest score shown. Use only the cards below to determine her scores. Remember, you can only use each card once. So these cards down here are her possible scores, right? Jill scores. And for letter A, we know her score is going to be more than 4.5, but less than 5. And it's got to be one of these. And then for letter B, we know her score is more than 3 1/3, but less than 3 2/3, and so on and so forth. Let's go ahead and focus on just letter A. All right, so we're going to focus on this one. We know the lowest score is 4.5, the highest score is 5. Okay, I'm going to pull out a number line, and since I know her score is more than 4 but less than 5, I'm going to put 4 and 5 on my number line, because her score is somewhere in between 4 and 5. Now, more specifically, we know her score is more than 4 1/2. So 4 1/2, well, 1/2's right in the middle. So here's 4 1/2 right here. This is the lowest score, and the highest score is 5. So her score is somewhere in between here. This is the sweet spot right here. This is where her score could be. Okay? So now, before we move on, there's some answers down here that we can eliminate. Okay, let's get rid of the ones we know are not correct. I know 3 is not correct because 3 is less than 4. That's way over there. 3 2/3, that's more than 3, but still not 4. So that's less than that over there. It's wrong. Same thing with 3 1/2. 3 1/2 is still less than 4. We know that can't be right. Okay, but the rest of these numbers are more than 4, so it could be somewhere anywhere on this line. We just want to see if it's going to find this sweet spot right here. So here's what we can do. I'm going to start with 4 3/4. In order to model 4 3/4, I need to split up the number line into 4 equal parts because the denominator here is 4. So what I'm going to do is divide this number line into 4 equal sections. See this? This is 1 section right here, 2 sections, 3 sections, 4 sections. I have 4 equal sections here. And so now I can find where 4 3/4 is. Here's 4, 4 1/4, 4 2/4, 4 3/4 is right here. Okay, so let's go ahead and mark that. 4 3/4. And check it out. It's in the sweet spot. It's more than 4.5, but less than 5. So this could be one of the answers. Let's check the other ones just to be sure though. Okay, but this answer does check out. All right, 4 5/6. Okay, just like before, I need to first split the number line into 6 equal parts. 6 equal parts. Right now I have 4 equal parts. So let's change this. We got to get rid of this. Now we're going to find 6 equal parts. Okay, check this out. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sections, and they're all the same size. They're equal spacing. All right, so now we need to find 4 5/6. Here's 4, 4 1/6, 4 2/6, 4 3/6, 4 4/6, 4 5/6. Here it is right here. 4 5/6. It also is in the green spot. It's more than 4.5, but less than 5. This answer also could work. Jill's score for letter A could be 4 5/6. All right, what about 4 2/3? Well, let's find out. Just like before, we're going to break this up into 3 equal parts. So let's get rid of these lines. We don't need it. So I'm going to split up from 4 to 5 in 3 equal sections. Boom. I got 1 section, 2 section, 3 sections. All right. And I need to find 4 2/3. So here's 4 again. Here's 4 1/3, 4 2/3. Boom. There it is right there. 4 2/3 is once again in that green sweet spot. This answer checks out. So the cool thing about letter A is that it could be any one of these. But don't forget, in the question before, it said you can only use each answer once. So any one of these could be used here, but if you find out that later on that you're going to want to use it, then you're going to have to use a different one of these answers. Letter B, in between 3 1/3 and 3 2/3. Whoa, okay. So let me get my number line out. All right. Now, both of these numbers are more than 3, because this is 3, but not just 3, 3 1/3. This is 3 2/3. So this is more than 3, but it's not yet 4. So we know our numbers are in between 3 and 4. Okay, so let's find where 3 1/3 and 3 2/3 are. Both of these have a denominator of 3, which is good for us because now we don't have to change up how we're splitting it. We're just going to split it into thirds. So I'm going to divide this number line into 3 sections. Okay, I got 1 equal section here, 2 equal sections, 3 equal sections. All right, 3 equal sections. And so now let's just count. Here's 3. 3 1/3 goes here. 3 2/3 goes here. Look at that was easy. All right, so this is where our answer is going to be. The lowest score is here. The highest score is here. Jill's score is somewhere in between. All right. Boom. This is my sweet spot right here. Now, before we move on, let's eliminate some of these answers that we know are wrong. Okay. 4 3/4, that's more than 4. 4 is way over here. So 4 3/4 is actually like beyond this. It's more than 4. That's wrong. Same thing with 4 5/6, also more than 4. 4 2/3, also more than 4. All 3 of those are not even close to being correct. But we can eliminate more because look at this, 3. I know where 3 is. 3 is right here. This can't be right. 3 is right here. This is where Jill's score is, somewhere in this area. Okay, but let's keep going because there's more than I can eliminate. Check this out. Which one of these is wrong? Guess what? The highest score was 3 2/3. We know Jill's score is less than that. 3 2/3, it can't be right. This is wrong. We know Jill's score has got to be less than this. So there's only one possible answer, 3 1/2. We really didn't even need to do this, but let's do it anyway. Let's go ahead and get rid of these lines. I'm going to split this into 2 equal parts. We're just finding a half, okay? You know, half a candy bar, you're splitting it in half, 2 equal parts. Boom, right down the middle. Here's 3 1/2 right here. And of course, we know it's in the sweet spot. This is where Jill's score could be. It's the only correct answer possible. This one's good to go. Let's look at letter C. This is the last one we're going to do. Lowest score is 3 1/2. High score 3 3/4. Make my number line. Both of these numbers are more than 3 because this is 3 1/2. This is 3 3/4. So it's more than 3, but still not yet 4. So I know my number is going to be somewhere between 3 and 4. Okay, so I'm going to mark that on my number line. Let's first find the lowest score and then we'll find the highest score. So the lowest score is 3 1/2. Well, half is easy to find. It's going to be right in the middle. You know how to break something in half. You just break it right down the middle. Okay, so here's 3 1/2. Now, in order to find 3 3/4, we need to break the number line into 4 equal sections and then find the third one. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 sections. And let's count 3 1/4, 3 2/4, 3 3/4. Boom, here it is right here. Jill's score is somewhere in between these 2 numbers, which means it's got to be in between here. All right, now we found the sweet spot, but again, let's go ahead and eliminate some of the answers we know are wrong. Do you know which ones they are? I do. Boom, those 4s, look at this. 4 3/4, that's more than 4. 4 5/6, that's more than 4. 4 2/3, that's more than 4. Here's 4. More than 4 will be over here. That's, yeah, no, we can eliminate that. But guess what? We can also eliminate, yep, you guessed it, 3's way over here. That's wrong. Now, there's more that we can eliminate, just like the last question. We know 3 1/2 is wrong because 3 1/2 is the lowest score. Jill's score is higher than that. So Jill's score cannot be 3 1/2. But just like last time, let's go ahead and do it anyway. So I need to find where 3 2/3 is. Let's get rid of these lines. Let's split it up into 3 sections. Here we go. We got 1 section, 2 sections, 3 sections, and then we're going to find the second one. Here's 3 1/3, 3 2/3. It is in the sweet spot, but we already knew that was going to work because it was the only possible answer. All right. Hopefully that was good help for you. And I hope this made sense. Keep working on it. I did A, B, and C. So you just got to do, I think, D, and I don't know if there's an E. I'm not looking at it. Anyways, good luck. See you tomorrow with question number 2.